Hey, how's it going? Thanks for clicking on the video. Today on the bench I've got a Sony Discman from 1996. Apparently that's vintage, although not in my book. I'm more into the kind of 70s stuff, you know what I mean? But anyway, it's a really nice Discman, and but unfortunately it's not working. You put batteries in it, nothing happens, nothing comes on, no noises, stuff like that. So let's take a look at it and see if we can't get it working. Right, well, I got this 1996 Sony Discman D242. It's apparently completely dead, which intrigued me because quite often these are the simplest things to fix. So anyway, I'm going to open it up now. Looks pretty well packed. Got this off eBay. Apparently in good condition, just not working. Quite optimistic about anything that's completely dead. Usually the problem is something fairly straightforward. Okay, let's take this box out of the way. Off it goes. And yeah, okay. Display box looks all right. It's got a smell of being in someone's loft for quite some time. Okay, let's have a look. Let me open this. Okay, on the side, D242CK comes with some other stuff as well. Right, there we go. Excellent. And then there's another couple of packs in there. This looks in great condition. Brilliant. Okay, so put those aside. In this little box here, let's see what we've got. Yep. Okay, there's some headphones. Yeah, the foam is definitely on its way out. Although, to be honest, I'm not sure who would actually reuse these. Anyway, there we are. No problem. That's great. Now, that foam's definitely coming off. Put that aside. And then in here, we have... Oh, yeah, power supply. I was curious to see what connector it has on it. I realise I don't have a power connector for it, so I might just hook this up to the bench power supply. Cool. And then the main show. Firstly, we've got this. This came with a car kit, and this will be said kit. Everything is here. I mean, it's pretty amazing, really. Yeah, that's a throwback, isn't it? That looks like just someone's even put the cable tie in. Wow, how extraordinary. And there's a headphone jack there too. I'm not convinced that probably came with it, but okay. Who knows? And I'm just going to put that aside over here. And the main event, ta-da! Yeah, that's been wedged in good. I mean, that is in mint condition. Amazing. Okay. It's the first time I've seen this. You know, when you order something, you kind of think, oh, could be dodgy, couldn't it? But wow, I mean, this is pretty complete. Got no idea what that is. It's even got the original moisture suction stuff. Okay, well, apparently it's dead. So let's have a look and see what we can't find out. See if we can get some life back into this. Okay, got you zoomed in a bit. I'm going to just do a quick visual inspection. It looks, you know, just in amazing condition considering its age. If I pop open the battery compartment, so the guy said, or the previous owner said they put some batteries in and nothing worked at all. So, look at that. That's interesting. What's going on here? There's some corrosion. Let me just get you in here a bit closer. Well, so I'm not sure if you can see this or not, but have a look at that in the battery compartment there. You see that one's shiny and that one's got loads of corrosion on it. That's definitely going to be stopping the battery from connecting properly. So that could just be why this is not working. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up the 12 volt, the car power adapter to the bench power supply with 12 volts. I'll just measure it to make sure it's giving up 4.5 volts and then plug it in, see if it fires up. Okay, just going to put that aside now for a second and bring in this, the adapter for the car, says 4.5 volts, half an amp, 500 milliamps. Right, I'm going to have to wing this a bit. I've got the cable here. It's going to go into power supply. I'm just going to crocodile clip these connectors. Oops, no, going to have to be careful of that not happening. Let's see if that holds. Yeah, looks all right. Okay, might just untangle this mess a little bit. That'll do. So I'll just put this out of the way. Right, let's power this up. And also I'm going to measure the voltage it pushes out, so I better fire that up as well. Let's just get some leads here so I can just measure the output voltage. Yeah, plug that in. We're looking for 4.5 volts DC. So there we go, 20 max. Old school this one, it's not automatic ranging. And then going to put this in. Okay, so yep, I want to have independence. I'm just going to use the right hand side here. I'm going to restrict the current to half an amp. I think that's probably the best thing I can do. Let's just plug these in. Oh, wrong way. That's not a good start. And this is actually even the wrong one. There we go. Okay, great. So negative, positive, constant current at the moment. Let's just take this up to 12 volts. I know car battery, when it's charging, it's 13.8, but that's 12 volts. Okay, so, oops, well, there you go. So this is the adapter. I'm just going to plug that back on there. There we go. It's not drawing much. In fact, there we go. You can see it's drawing something, but it's not much. So that's fine. And now, amongst all this, I shall just measure what it's pushing out. We should be able to do that. 4.9 volts. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, that's cool. All right, let's plug it into the CD player and see what we get. Okay, let's plug it in. There we go. That's going to come back to haunt me. Yeah, I'll just put that back on. Right. So, power in. There it is. Nothing coming on the screen. Okay, that's something. Let's open that up. No, nothing yet. Let's just put a CD in. No, it's definitely not a happy bunny. Well, there we go. So I would say yep, I would say it's definitely... Oh no, lights come on. ESP. Ha. Oh yeah, there we go. Yep, that's working. Just didn't know how to use it. Yeah, it's playing the CD now. So probably the issue with this is that that contact in the battery compartment is corroded and it's just stopping the battery from making contact. So what I'll do now is I will hook up some speakers to it and see if it sounds right. All right, here we go. Got some. Well, I've got my headphones, my nice ones. These are Sony's as well, MDR M1s. They sound really, actually, they sound really precise. A bit flat, I suppose, but I like how they kind of reveal all the detail. So yeah, let's just plug this in. Headphones. There we go. This thing's got a line out and everything. Okay, I'm gonna put these on, see what goes. Yeah, it's beeping at me. There we go. So that's table of contents. Yep, playing, no problem at all. This CD is from like the 90s as well. Wow, that sounds amazing. Okay, well, that's what a result. So it looks like I'm just going to need to clean that contact up and try out some AA batteries. So let's do that next. Right, okay, hopefully you can see clearly the contact that's corroded. Not entirely sure why just that one is corroded. Usually it's because the battery is leaked, so I assume that's probably what it is. I'm kind of tempted to take the lid off and see if there's any further corrosion, but after I've given it an initial clean here, I'll just take a little quick look. So yeah, here we go. Right, I'm going to use some IPA for this, so yeah, I'm going to spray a little bit into, yeah, and a little bit of that, and then just have a go at it with a cotton bud. See how much I can get off just really easily. Yeah, that's coming off. A bit corroded, so I might need to finding out how straightforward this is. Might be better for me to take the top off and then I can give it a really good proper clean. Let's see how we get on with this. Yeah, it does look like it's quite rusted, so it might be good. I suppose what I really want to do is put some batteries in it now and see if it fires up. I put it down on this bubble wrap to ensure the lid doesn't get scratched. Okay, well that looks about as clean as I'm going to get it. With that, I can see still there's obviously there's lots of corrosion around that. So yeah, let's take the lid off and just have a quick look. All right, well, let's put some batteries in it and see what happens. Negative. And positive. Now that's been pushed in there. Okay, cool. So, all right, that's interesting. So with batteries, it's not working still, but it is working on the power supply front. Okay, cool. Well, I still think that's just because it's a bit, although knowing me, it could just be because I put the batteries in the wrong way around. Don't think so. Let's give that a bit more of a clean, being a bit more aggressive with it now. giving it a little bit of a scrape. Just trying to get some bare metal. What I want to know is, am I just looking at replating this? Okay, let's try that. No joy there. Okay, well, I'm just going to assume then that it's just the connector that is faulty. Okay, let's get the top of this off and see if we can't fix this battery terminal. I had a look at the service manual. It says there's 3 screws, but I can see 4 here. So I'm going to take all 4 out. These are all the same size so far. That's handy. I'm expecting there to be some damage to the PCB. I kind of would have thought, after cleaning the tab back that much and putting a battery in, that it would have worked. So probably it's come away from the PCB, or the track's just been... Sorry if you can't see this much. Turns out I'm right-handed, and the best position here is for the camera to be on my right, but I'll see if I can't sort that out. Okay, so now are you gonna just come out? Probably not. Oh, okay, yep. Just yeah. Already I can see inside. Okay. Now, apparently there are some claws holding clips, I guess, holding the front in, so I'm going to need to be really careful. Oh, or not. Yep. Okay, right, so we've got a ribbon cable too. I need to be careful with that. That's what I was hoping. There we go. Yeah. I need to double check that. Okay, I got you in closer now. I guess you can see here that this is the tab that's corroded. It's just soldered to the board here. I can see some what looks like heat damage, but you know, I wonder if it's just not happy with the, you know, maybe this just isn't conducting enough. But anyway, let's have a look. I'm going to remove it. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is just see whether there's continuity between the soldered tabs on the printed circuit board and the positive of the of the mains adapter input socket. Yep. Use your words, George. Let's have a look. Okay, here we go. Yeah. That sounded... There we go, yeah, so I'm going with no problems there. Well, I'm going to remove that tab then and give it a good clean, and probably look at nickel plating it again as well, just so it comes up nice and new. Okay, let's remove this. Service manual says I need to keep the soldering iron down to about 280 degrees centigrade. I guess it's using like a low melting point solder, probably because of the way it's created. The PCB is soldered in, so that's quite a lot of meltage. Yeah. Well, that's not doing anything. I'm going to increase the temperature a little bit, up to 300. Okay, I think I'm going to resolder this and then put more solder on it. Not a lot more solder, but just enough so I can extract it a bit better. Using the machine. Not sure if this is really what I should be doing, but it just feels like the right thing. Weirdly, add more solder to remove it. Yeah, I'm going to tin my solder sucker. And let's see if this helps. I think the issue is that the surface area is just too high for this. Saying that does look a lot better. Okay, let's see if we can't pull this out now. Nope. Still needs a bit of persuasion. Let's see if I can manhandle it out a bit now. It will burn my fingers. Yep, there they go. Ah, but I can walk it out now. Here we go. And out it comes. Marvellous. Okay. And it's still hot. Yeah, well, here we are. Look, that looks pretty bad. Really badly corroded. This is the contact that would have been making with the battery. I mean, I kind of feel like it probably should have worked to some degree, but probably not enough. So I'm going to clean this up, polish it down, and then replate it, and we'll see how it goes. Righto, okay, so back from the cleaners. This was put in the ultrasonic cleaner for 15 minutes at 40 degrees centigrade in a bath of white vinegar. Apparently high concentrated white vinegar, but I don't know. It's made a huge difference. It's actually cleaned up all the corrosion, I mean, as you'd expect, but it is pretty pitted still. I'm wondering if I should try and replate it with nickel. Before I plate this, I've got to get it looking good. Try and remove as much of this corrosion as possible and get a smooth finish. It's not going to look perfect, but it will look great. Right, let's see if we can get some plating done. So given the piece, the battery tab, a good clean. Here it is. I'm just trying not to touch it, and I'm going to connect it up to negative side. Just like that. It'll probably drop in the solution. There we go. I'm trying to get that out of the way. Yeah, see that? There's the nickel on the other side into the solution. And I'm got to get the height right. There we go. So I have that going. I'm going to set that for 4 minutes. Doing 30 milliamps, 1.6 volts. Slowly do it because it's a little piece. Just tapping the hydrogen bubbles off. I think it's hydrogen. Kind of want that bit facing. Yeah. Yeah, that's a bit better. Okay, that's 4 minutes at 30 milliamps. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Yeah, pretty pleased with how that's looking. It's not perfect, but you have to, if you want it like perfectly smooth, you have to sand and buff the substrate to how you want the finish to be, and it's kind of the best I could do. Okay, but it tests fine electrically, and it's all pretty solid. So yeah, great. Going to put this in. Okay, time to put the tab back in. Before I do that, I'm just going to give this area a little bit of a clean. With some IPA. There you go. That's great. Okay, that looks good. Okay, pretty pleased with that. Okay, I'm going to put the lid back on, and see what happens. See if I can get it to fire up. Just going to, I think I'm just going to put one screw in because, you know, optimism. This one here. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see if it will play. Now, if not, I'll be getting the box off, the top off again. Yay! It's lit up. Brilliant. Well, that looks like a win. Track 2. Fantastic. So, the issue was that the battery tab connector was corroded, needed a good clean and a replate, and good, it's working. Brilliant. That means I can carefully now put this back together. I just wanted to verify that it's working all right. Now, when I took it apart, the PCB came out. I just want to double check to make sure all the connectors are well seated. Yep, that all looks good to me. So now I'm just going to put it back together and then give it another full test. Didn't think to look and see what position the switches is. It does actually say that in the service manual to make sure you know. So I'm going to have to just look at these switches and just make sure that I get these correct, or else that's going to cause me a headache. That one, I'm going to make them all like clockwise, so to their left. There we are. There's one there. Hey, and the switches even line up. How marvellous. Yep, that's cool. Excellent. And just put the screws back in. Okay, great. So now that it runs on batteries, I don't need to test it. I don't need to plug it into the power supply to test it. I can do it here. All right, let's give it a test now. Got my headphones, nice Sony ones. Here we go. Plug those into the headphone jack. And I've got a CD here, back from the 90s. Yeah, from when this CD player was actually released. Something familiar for it, I hope. Okie doke. That's good. I did actually have, I used to have something like this back in the day. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so brilliant. Playing. There we go. And yep, table of contents, and off we go. Fantastic. Brilliant. Someone's going to really love this. Well, what a fantastic outcome. In the end, it was something pretty straightforward. Had a lot of fun with the nickel plating as well, so that was pretty cool. Hope you learned something from this or just found it useful. I'm going to box this back up now and pass it on to the new owner, whoever that might be. But if you like this, do subscribe or hit the like button, much appreciated. Leave a comment, it'd be fantastic to hear from you. All the best, cheers!